Where's the offense coming from if you're Richmond? Cornell has bottled you up the last couple possessions. The player to me that could draw a slide is Max Merklinger. He's got 3 goals on the afternoon. Get 42, the two-handed player out there on the field making plays. He's been your guy. The ball has to transfer through 42 in red.
Sheridan to Pickard. Sheridan can step into it, and he scores!
Sheridan has made 2 pop plays that I'll always remember in this half. One was a clear when he got pounded and retained possession. This time it's set your feet and let it rip. And Wyatt Nust has no approach to the ball here. He's not stepping to the ball. And the pure gas by Sheridan. One of the top dodgers on the Richmond Spider offense. This time he does it with time and room.
Brian Luzzy was caught on the defensive end too, and they took advantage of that. They noticed 22 in white was stuck on defense. Sheridan recognized it, and they burned Cornell.
Cascadden's heating up. That's his 4th victory.
Oh, but look at the hustle then.
It's his 4th face-off victory. He's won the battles, but that war, because it is a war, it's a 3v3. It's fight until you get the offensive possession. That's when a face-off matters. So Richmond doesn't win that face-off, but they win possession for their offense.
Jared Chenoy caused the turnover after losing the draw. We're tied at 11. 7 minutes left to go. Richmond with the ball. Creo on Gilmartin. Here's Sheridan again. Gets free. Bouncer scores! Spiders back on top. Spider fans are going nuts here in Hempstead.
You saw the sign, Cotter. Saturday is for the Spiders. Cascadden wins it cleanly. Can't transfer it to Davis. And it's full-on pressure by the wings to create another opportunity for Joe Sheridan. When I'm watching tape leading up to this game, I've got highlighted uncanny dodger. This guy finds moments in games to cut through the heart of the defense. You saw him with time and room on the prior possession. Gets his 30th, with which part of his DNA go after a matchup and win it in a huge moment.
Violation goes against Chenoy. Cornell's won all 5 draws in this 4th quarter.
CJ Kirst is 1 for 10 on the afternoon. He's the nation's best player. He's got to demand the ball here. He might not be the goal scorer, but he'll get so much attention when the ball's in his cross. I love when Cornell uses the pick game with Kirst.
Firth gets by Pilling. Now they'll roll it around. Kelleher.
Look at the double in the recovery. It's the communication by the Spiders. They double and they race to recover.
Now Pilling has to check Long. Long runs by him, but the help is there. Kirst scores, cutting to the goal.
You've got to own the moment. If you watch CJ Kirst, this year what he's done, I think, better than any previous year is cutting without the ball. A big reason he knows he's going to get paid by the vision of Michael Long, or in this case, Ryan Goldstein. Goldstein coming into this afternoon, 48 assists, so many of them. And that kind of set play, finding a cutting, racing, full speed CJ Kirst.
Gilmartin picks up the GB.
Remember, Cornell used one of their timeouts with Michael Long calling it at the end line. Richmond still has 2.
Firth just blows by his defender. They'll reset the shot clock. Not that Cornell needs it. Long. Beautiful feed inside. Dalton finishes it off. Every one of these players, Clark, has eyes in the back of their heads.
I think of great offenses over the years. Recently, Penn State 2019, Maryland 2022. Distributing the ball. That's the second time Dalton has been wide open on the lower left side of the goal. Camped out, and that fake just increases his angle because Vigu's been spectacular gobbling those low angle shots up outside of Goldstein, who's kind of solved that puzzle. All the other players are having trouble with low angle scoring against Vigu. Dalton, with that little pump fake and the 2 extra steps, just changes the way that he sees the goal.
Long, his 4th assist on the day. Great job by Chinoy to goose that loose ball to a teammate. Their first face-off win of this 4th quarter with 5 minutes to go, down a goal.
And I said it earlier, Cotter, Cornell is different because they have 2 quarterbacks. Michael Long with 4 assists. Who had the prior assist? The other quarterback, Ryan Goldstein, feeding CJ Kurst for the tire to make it 12-12. When you have 2 elite passing quarterbacks, it's a nightmare to defend.
Timeout called by Dan Shamati. Richmond wants to talk things over as we tick inside of 5 minutes to play. If Cornell is relentless, Richmond is resilient. If nothing else in this game, they refuse to be put away. First of 2 today, first of 4 this weekend. Let's take a look at the bracket. After us, Princeton and Syracuse. And if that one's like this one, what a day of lacrosse we have here at Hofstra.
We knew it, man. When we walked into this booth, you better bring your energy.
Fans certainly have. The Richmond fans, clad in blue and red, man, they made the trip and they are fired up. Cornell, they've got half of this stadium all clad in red as well.
Got Notre Dame going for a 3-peat tomorrow in Annapolis. They have Penn State. After us, this Princeton-Syracuse game just reminds me of so many of the epic battles in the 1990s and the early 2000s. But this is such a big moment, and I think Dan Shamati called a great timeout. He had 2, so you want to save 1 for under 2 minutes.
Yep.
But you just felt this little mini run. And you can't go to the bus with these timeouts. So draw something up. What are they drawing up? Well, I think it's got to be Merklinger or Sheridan. Those are the 2 players that have had success creating separation from the Cornell defense.
Don't forget the national championship's going to be on May 26th at 1 o'clock from Gillette Stadium. For more information, go to ncaa.com. That's your home for all 90 NCAA championships. If you're just joining us, you missed some great lacrosse, but we promises to be another 5 minutes of unbelievable lax. Richmond just won't go away. Just when Cornell, you think they're going to make a run, you think they're going to make one, you get Joe Sheridan with some brilliance, and then the passing has just been coming to the fore here for Cornell.
It's been a tough shooting day for CJ Kurst. Finding separation as a dodger, gets rewarded as a cutter. And then Dalton on the backside now twice in the 4th quarter. So Cornell sees something when they start their dodge. That diagonal, low, goal line extended, camping out Dalton has been an answer.
An atypical game shooting for CJ Kurst, but as usual, he finds ways to contribute. Just 2 for 13 shooting, but 8 ground balls and a couple of helpers. And his team leads by a goal. Creo gets a pick, comes around it. Here's O'Neal. Sheridan. Again, gets by the defender and just misses.
Wow. He is so good at getting to the middle of the field with those stutter steps.
17 to shoot. Merklinger. He's got the short stick matchup he wants. He's gonna have to take it to the goal with 10 to shoot. Gets a look, deflects off a defender, out of bounds, but just 4 to shoot. Is that enough time, Cart?
I think you could run a quick pick in the inside, maybe for Littlejohn.
Richmond doesn't take a chance.
I think with 4 seconds left, if you have a quick hitter and a Canadian finisher and Lucas Littlejohn inside, that could give you a little bit of a desperation feeding attempt there.
Everything about this game just reeks of desperation right now.
Exactly, and earlier in the game, I would say throw it and out of bounds and ride, but in this spot in the game with this Cornell offense, a gamble might be worth it.
Kelleher finds Firth out of the box. Packard on him. Kelleher. Goldstein again finds the cutter. Flag down, gonna be a call against Richmond. Goldstein checks the shot clock. He's gonna want to take all 25 seconds down.
I think that's gonna be a hold on 8 in red. Charlie Packard.
Might get another one here. I thought we might get a hit too high. Long. Tries to skip that across. Picked off by Richmond. Now we'll get the call. Dan Shimani, not a fan of it, but it's going to go against the Spiders.
It's going to be a hold on Packard.
We have red number 8 with a hold, 30-second technical. Red number 8, hold 30.
Saw another
Reset
pick
to 60.
off
Reset to 60.
by Tommy Stoll late in that possession.
Here's the hold.
I mean, you could have even called a push
Right.
from the back, too. So I think whether it's the hold initially or potentially the push, you're doing 30.
Packard sitting in the box, rolling his calves. Doesn't want to be cramping up right here. He's huge. Speaking of huge, huge man up here for Cornell.
Yeah, this unit's frightening. 46%, 6th nationally.
0 for 1 so far today. Kelleher dropped it, but picked it up. Here's Long. Skips it through to Firth. Saved by Vignew.
Wow. Wow, what a stop.
On Cornell's 50th shot of the day.
That was an exceptional stop by Vignew. Firth had some deception, kept his shoulders and his head high and shot low with a little wrister.
Got to clear this here, though. Pilling can't do it. They turn it back over. And after killing the man down, they give it right back to the Big Red. Under 2 to play.
Each team sitting with 1 timeout. Cornell, when they rode that one back at a fresh 80. Almost 60 left in that shot clock.
Great save by Vignew. You got to be able to clear that ball. 18 turnovers today for Richmond. And yet they still have a chance. Got to get a stop here, though. Waldman. Second midfield unit on for the Big Red. Cursed, of course. Still 30 to shoot, though. Goldstein up top, picked off again, almost. Now a dangerous situation. Kirst is there. He picks up the ground ball. It's Long in the middle. Opts not to pass it to him.
Tommy Stoll has been knocking down passes left and right. 40 in red.
Under 10 to shoot, though. Kirst may just dump this one in the corner. That's what he's going to do.
That's all Tommy Stoll. The senior, one of the most underrated long stick middies in the country. makes a massive play.
Richmond has a chance to tie this game. Will Chamati call his last time out here? He does. 26 seconds left to go. The unseeded Richmond Spiders, coming off their first ever NCAA win last week against North Carolina, looking to keep the magic going.
Got that grease board. I'm dialing up something for 7 in red. Joe Sheridan, or 42 in red. Max Merkley. Those are the best two dodging options, and Joe Sheridan has found separation in this fourth quarter. He's got the 2 goals, but a couple misses as well. He's able to get a step. Now, if you're Cornell, how do you defend this? If Merklinger is playing midfield, do you double pole? Do you show zone? They haven't shown zone this afternoon. I would not advise going in zone here against a team that can really move the ball well.
You see, you talked about Sheridan. He's been the star for them here in the fourth quarter. They've really mixed it up. There's a lot of different goal scorers have scored for Richmond. Ryan Goldstein is the one who's carried Cornell with his 4 goals. Now Cornell, though, leans on their defense to preserve the win and send them back to championship weekend for the first time since 2022.
The nerves. It's more than just 2022. For Cornell, it's 1977. The last time they were able to win a national title. Figue's been brilliant for Richmond. The Spiders have been able to solve Wyatt Nust. He only has 5 saves.
Morgan, what's going on?
Well, Dan Chamati just reminding his team in that last huddle, don't overthink it. We don't have time to. We rely on our fundamentals. Remember, that's our culture, and use that here in these last 26 seconds.
And you can do that, Morgan, when you have 9 different goal scorers, not putting too much pressure, but with only 26 seconds left, who is getting separation and winning a matchup? Right now, it's in Aiden O'Neill's stick.
Here's Sheridan. Oh, my goodness. Pass goes awry. Huge, massive ground ball here. 4 seconds left. They're not going to get a shot off. Cornell wins it. Jubilation for the Big Red and heartbreak for that man and the Richmond Spiders.
That man and his team came up to Long Island expecting to win. There's no moral victories here. They lost by 1 earlier in the season at Richmond. They expected to go toe-to-toe with the top team in the country. And the late turnover, just a tough exchange between Sheridan and Olsen. And then it's just 2 teams fighting for a ground ball. And Richmond, who got some bounces their way, not when it counted most. But for Cornell, they survive the #1 seed. And I'm going to be honest with you, Cotter, when it's all said and done, if Cornell wins the national championship, people will look back and say that Richmond was the one team that could slow this offense down. They were built to stop Cornell. They frustrated the Big Red multiple times, not only in March, but today. And Dan Chamati, who's the only coach in Richmond history, started the program in 2014, gets their first playoff win. But it's all about the Big Red, the #1 seed, advancing. Once again, these 13 seniors who went to championship weekend in 2022, they return, Cotter.